Hey crew, please excuse my appearance. I have on eye mask or eye patch, however the correct terminology is. But welcome back to my channel for another video. This one is, I feel like I've been saying a little bit different, but for real, this one is a little bit different. So I am having surgery. I'm having my tonsils taken out in a few days, and I wanted to prepare myself for that. I've been watching a lot of tonsillectomy vlogs to mentally prepare myself and, you know, figure out things that I may need. So that's what you just saw in that little quick ASMR moment. I placed an order from Walmart. Shout out to Whistling here, the world of Whist. She got me my necessary items for my surgery, which was very nice of her. So the big item was the humidifier. I thought I have this little rolling rack in my room that I use pretty much every day, and because it is mobile, I decided that I would use this top area for my surgery essentials. Based off of what the doctor has told me and everything that I've heard, it's about a 2-week recovery. So one of the things that people were saying that they found very helpful was a humidifier, because, you know, your throat can get dry, and to keep it moisturized. Sorry, I got distracted reading. A humidifier is a good tool. This thing is massive. I didn't think it was going to be this big. This is literally going to take up the whole thing. Okay, well, that's that. There's literally not space to put anything else. So I was going to do like a little care station on here. But this humidifier literally takes up the whole rack. But I'll show you the other stuff that I got. The next thing I got is a mouthwash that is for sensitive mouths to gargle with, because you know that a lot of mouthwashes have alcohol, and apparently, you know, that's not a good mix after surgery. So, and they give you flavor if you want it to be flavored. Right now it's unflavored, and I can smell the mintiness, which I probably won't even put in. So yeah, the brand is Closest. I'm planning on vlogging the whole recovery process, so I will let you guys know about that, how it is and everything, my opinion on the whole process. But specifically that mouthwash, I'll let you guys know how it is, if this is something that you have to get done in the future or something of that sort. So next item is a hot or cold compress that is going to go right here. So I'm gonna have to put this in the freezer. And the last two items, which I thought was genius, the same girl here on YouTube, I'll have to put her name down below if I can find the video. She talked about these Tylenol dissolvable packs, because based off of all the vlogs I saw, it was like a hit or miss. Either the doctor prescribed you some sort of pain medication or they didn't. And the ones that did not were telling you, you know, you can take over-the-counter Tylenol. So I found these dissolvable Tylenol packs, and I'm going to try this. It only came with 12 in the pack, so that's why I purchased 2. So that's just gonna go in my little station. One major thing that they said is very important for the rate or the how fast you recover is staying hydrated. So I have my Not a Stanley tumbler. This is actually going to be shown in another vlog, so stay tuned, but you're getting the inside scoop. So if you see this vlog, if you see this cup in another vlog, comment down below in that vlog that you saw this in my tonsillectomy, whatever this vlog is called. Comment that in the next video. So this is going to be my cup. The straw is over there. You don't need to see that. You guys can take my word for it. And it's going to stay on this rack. So that's it. So this is the rack for right now. None of the stuff on the second or third tier is going to be used. I mean, I use them every day, like once I get out of the shower, but for this specific scenario, it's not going to be used. Next thing that's going to move is, I'm going to move this side shelf off so that this cart can sit flush against the bed. So I gotta pull back out the viewfinder. Next time you guys will see me is the day of the surgery, which is a few days away. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next clip. Good morning, crew. Please excuse me looking like an egghead, but today is day of surgery. It is 10:25. I have to be at the facility at 11:15. The room and the spot and everything is set up for the most part. Excuse me. I'm going to put the water in the humidifier before I leave, and then that's it. I went over my little checklist to make sure I have everything. I'm trying to lay my edges, even though no one's going to see them. It'll make me feel better. I'm not nervous. In real time, this is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Whether you are sharing it or spending the day with somebody else or just by yourself, you deserve to be celebrated and treated well and loved. So celebrate yourself if you are not celebrating with anyone else. And yeah, hopefully when I get back, I don't know in what state I'll be, what type of energy, I'll be able to come back and talk to you guys. But if not, then the first update will be tomorrow. So I'll see you in the next clip. Hey crew, we're on camera cam right now. A few hours after the surgery, I just wanted to come and check in. I'm back home in bed and give you guys a quick update. I don't remember anything about the surgery, so that part went good, but when I woke up, I was having like intense pain in my tongue and my throat, so they gave me like a popsicle and some water and medicine into the IV. So far I've just come home and slept and used my ice pack on my neck. And that's about it. So I will see you tomorrow for sure in the next clip. So as you guys saw in that clip, I was clearly out of it through the captions. At one point, I didn't even know what I was saying. So let's rewind a little bit back to when I got to the surgery center. So I got there. There was a little discrepancy that had to get sorted out prior to me going to the back. Where I took my clothes off. They gave me a hospital gown. So I did everything I needed to do. They put the IV in. I was sitting speaking to one of the nurses, and funny enough, she and her sister went to the same high school I graduated from. And I believe her sister was either the year I graduated or the year after me, but I wasn't too familiar with her. The name sounded familiar, but I couldn't place the face. Because fun fact, it's over 10 years that I've graduated high school. So my memory on that is a little bit fuzzy. So I was talking to her. They kind of made the time go a little bit quicker. I wasn't nervous, just like I said, when I saw you prior to leaving the house. And then the doctor came in, spoke to me. The PA that was shadowing her came in and spoke to me. And they were like, you know, the anesthesiologist will come. You'll have to sign a few papers. They'll give you a little cocktail and then we'll push you through. So I was sitting waiting, and as they left, the patient that was in the surgery room before me was coming out to go to their recovery bay. I didn't see the person because they had my blind closed for privacy, which I understand. And then once they got to their bay, because there wasn't rooms, it was kind of like a curtain was dividing your bed from another person's bed. They closed their curtain, but that person was screaming for bloody murder. Bloody murder. So I was like, okay. I assumed that it was a child, not a little child, like a teenager, because they called the person's parents in and they were trying to calm them down, and that wasn't working. And then they were able to let my mom come to the back prior to me being reeled back. Before the anesthesiologist came, she came. I asked her a question that was on my mind, which was really random. I wanted to know if people snored during surgery. And you know what, you guys? I can't even remember the answer she gave me, which is crazy. So she spoke to me, I signed my life away, and then they gave me a cocktail that kicked in quick. From the time they pushed it right before they pushed it into my IV, right before they pushed the bed towards the surgery room, they told my mom to go back out in the waiting room. I didn't even make it to the surgery room with my eyes open. I don't know what the surgery room looked like because I was knocked out before then. So everything went fine, and I wake up in the recovery room and my tongue is hurting so bad. I've never felt tongue pain before, like ever. I feel like that's such a random body part to say that it's hurting, but my tongue hurts so bad, and they're like calling my name. So I'm waking up and I'm trying to talk, and I'm trying to tell the nurse that my tongue is hurting. And she's like, okay, I'll bring you a popsicle and we'll give you some meds, which was nice because my tongue was on 1,000. I was joking with my mom that my tongue is broken. Like, it's gone, it's broken, it's no longer with us. My tongue hurts so bad. So that's my quick brief of the experience of leading up to surgery and after surgery. So let's head into the next clip. Hey crew, as you can see by the time, it's a little after midnight, and I just took my second dose of meds. I'm trying to stay on top of the medication just so that my pain management is under wraps. I'm already aware that this recovery is pretty painful. So, in order to not put myself in any unneeded pain, I'm taking the medication round the clock. It's every 6 hours. So, my first dose is at 6 p.m. and it is, like I said, a little after midnight. So, I'm taking my second dose and then I'm going to go back to sleep. But I wanted to just quickly update you guys on a few things. The first dose was very traumatic because I was having a hard time swallowing, so it felt like I was choking. And then with the feeling of choking, that made me panic, and I'm trying to drink water, but in no better terms, I have to be delicate. So that was just a recipe for disaster, but I feel like I have it down pat a little bit. It is only my second time taking it, so what expert am I really? As you guys saw in the little montage, I am using a humidifier. It was something that was recommended through all of the millions of vlogs that I watched. Only problem is that, as you saw me pan the little directions on the side earlier, it was not producing steam or an adequate amount of steam, so I sprinkled the salt, but I think I may have sprinkled too much because, and if you can't understand me, I'm definitely going to put subtitles at the bottom because I know that my voice is a little bit off right now, but that's to be expected. And don't worry about me, the doctor said it is good to exercise your throat and your voice and everything while recovering. But like I was saying, I sprinkled the salt, but it produced so much steam that while I was laying here, I was hearing this dripping sound, and there was like condensation all on the ceiling, all on the walls. So in order to fix that, you have to have distilled water, and I don't have that right now, so that will definitely be something that I will pick up tomorrow. But quick brief, and then I'm going to try and go back to sleep. So like I said, I'm trying to stay on top of pain management. The doctor did state two things when I saw her this morning prior to the surgery. Number one, that it's going to be a painful recovery, which she tried to make me aware of that prior to even scheduling. And number two, to stay hydrated. So anytime that I get up, I do try and take about 3 sips of water, just so I'm staying on top of drinking water. Even though it's not the best feeling, and I'm aware that it's supposed to get worse as the days go by before getting better, that's one thing that I'm really trying to focus on during this recovery, because it's said to, you know, make the recovery process a little bit better or faster. So we'll have to deal with the temporary pain. If you see me looking over, it's because I wrote notes to share with you guys. What I ate so far. So my first meal, I am on the soft or liquid diet. So the first thing that I ate was like a pudding, and that wasn't too bad. And then after that, I'm not on any limitations of per se only cold or room temperature or hot foods. I can eat anything that I can handle. So my mother made me some soup, so I ate that with some potatoes in it, which is something that I'm permitted to eat, mashed basically. So that was what I had for today. My current pain levels are, I would say, manageable right now, which I'm grateful for, but I am having 2 weird symptoms. Well, 1 weird symptom, I should say, because I did watch that people complained about, but the one that I did not hear anyone talk about was tongue pain. When I woke up from the surgery, before I could even really recognize the pain in my throat, obviously, my tongue hurt so bad. I've been joking with my mom that my tongue is broken, which we obviously know is not the fact, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it was the clamp that they use to stretch your mouth open. I don't know, but my tongue is on 1,000 right now. And the next thing is ear pain. So the only way that I can describe it is not necessarily pain right now, knock on wood. It is familiar because it's what I feel like when I have some sort of congestion on the aircraft, and you know, that kind of clogged feeling. So I've been getting it occasionally. I've watched a few videos of people saying that it was very painful, so I've been trying to unclog my ears anytime that I notice that they may feel clogged, because I myself know what that pain is like, and I do not wish that on my worst enemy, and I would not like to have to add that on the list of stuff along with the throat pain. So those are my 2 little updates for pain management or pain levels. And then the last thing for pain would be like how I'm feeling right now. So swallowing, I would say, as far as pain, is like a 3. My throat by itself right now, with talking, it is a little bit more irritated. I would say like a 2 or 3. I'm really thankful for how I feel right now, but I'm kind of anxious to see how I'm going to feel tomorrow and the days to come. When swallowing like water or anything like that, I would say it goes up to like a 4, and that's about it for right now. One thing that is a little discomfort or uncomfortable for me is that they recommended sleeping in like a propped position, and fun fact about me is that I am a belly sleeper, so I lay flat, and that's not something I can do right now. So I haven't been getting the best sleep so far, but you know, this is only temporary, and I tried to remind myself that. So I've been sleeping on my back and my side. I've noticed that when I sleep on my side, my throat kind of feels clogged, so I try to lay flat. So I don't know what that does, but yeah. So that's it for right now. I'm gonna try and go back to sleep, and for real this time, I will see you tomorrow in the next clip. Will be day 1 post-op surgery. So have a good night, you guys. Are you on your way? Morning crew. As you saw, well, now it's around 11, but I got up, got ready. This is my second time up for the morning because around 6 a.m. I got up to take my medication, and ate a little bit of breakfast, but I wasn't able to finish it all, so I'm going to try and do that now. I'm also eating a popsicle, so I have potatoes and eggs like mashed up together. I wanted to talk about last night. So after I spoke to you guys from doing the night meds, it took me a while to fall asleep, and then when I eventually did, I kind of was like jumped up out of my sleep because I felt like I couldn't breathe. So in a combination to not feeling like I couldn't breathe, I had like this sensation that I was choking. So that kind of scared me, and I wasn't able to go back to sleep. So far I've only been able to sleep in like 3-hour increments. I tried the mouthwash that I showed you guys in the beginning with the little haul, but I tried that on TikTok, so if you want to see how that goes, I'll link my TikTok below for you guys. Why is it not clear? Sorry. So yeah, that's about it. I'm about to do some editing, and I'll probably see you guys after that, so if I have any update. So see you in the next clip. Good middle of the night, you guys. I typically take my night meds around midnight, but I was an hour off tonight, and surprisingly, my body woke up by itself. I don't know if it was because of the pain or the humidifier stopping, but around 6 p.m. last night, I would say that there was a shift in pain. So far it's been manageable, but I was in excruciating pain after trying to eat something. So that's my update for you for day 1. I don't really think there's an update for night 1, so sorry, I'm still in pain talking, and this battery is about to die, so I will see you in a few hours. I just wanted to show you guys how discombobulated I am. One sock off, one sock on. Hopefully you can see that. I've been fluctuating from being extremely cold to extremely hot. And back and forth. But I've noticed that so far the most of my pain is on the left side, which is where I was struggling with most of my tonsil stones. So I'm not sure if they had to do extra work over there or what. But for real this time, I'm gonna see you in day 2. Have a good night. Hey crew. It's day 2. I can't remember the last time I spoke to you guys, but my voice does sound like it's getting a little bit better. This is actually my first time talking for the day, but the pain is not getting better. I have a lot of swelling on this left hand side. I'm not too sure why. And swallowing is a lot of pain. If I could open my mouth wide enough, I would want to show you guys the scabs in the back. But I don't even know if I have the energy to do that. So, like I was saying, the pain has increased. I don't know if I'd be able to show you the scabs.
Viewer discretion is advised.
That's the best it's gonna get. But I've been taking the pain medicine around the clock and the other medication that I've been prescribed. So I'm not gonna keep talking because it is kind of painful. And I don't think I'm gonna continue with daily updates, probably a few days in between, because not much has changed as of right now, but we'll see. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. Okay, so days 1 and 2, specifically 1, I was thinking like, oh, okay, I got this, like the pain isn't bad. I was wrong, because obviously the IV medicine was probably still in my system and it was helping reduce some of the pain. But by day 2, I was feeling it full force. It was not, I feel like there's different types of pain. This is a pain where I feel like it's more annoying than it is painful, if that makes sense. So as you'll see throughout this vlog, I complained a lot of having ear pain, and it wasn't like a stabbing, sharp pain. It was more like an aching, throbbing, annoying pain that intensified. The throat pain was like a sharp stabbing pain, I will say that. So day 1 and 2, the pain started to increase, and weirdly enough, it was on my left side more than my right side. And when the doctor came back after the surgery to speak to my mom and, you know, give her a briefing as to how everything went, she did say that they took out some pretty big tonsil stones on the left hand side. So I guess that can be a vague explanation as to why the left side was giving me more pain than the right. So let's move on to the next clip. Good morning. Welcome to day 6 of recovery. Sorry, my mind's all over the place because I cannot find my AirPods, and I'm about to take an Uber, and I like to have them just in case. Yes, day 6. My voice is coming back. It does hurt to talk. We're going to the doctor, and this is our little outfit. These Zara sweatpants that I got in Amsterdam, and they are tall girl friendly. If you can see that, I'm 5'8" for reference. My new little everyday bag. Shout out to the World of Bliss because she did gift me one of these. I went back and got the other one because it was only $30. So, and this jacket is from Ross or Marshalls or TJ Maxx, one of those. So I can't really tell you where they're from, or link it. But I'm really concerned about these AirPods, you guys. And I honestly can't even think where to start looking, but I also don't have time for that. So we are putting on these whatever they're called. I'll link those down below as well. I don't know the model name. And I'm gonna bring my big water jug just because I want to. So, ooh, sorry, weren't in frame. I guess it's a no AirPods type of day for me because I can't find them. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next clip. Alright, so days 3 to 6, the pain in my ears intensified. I didn't think that it could go worse than what it was during days 1 to 2, but it was possible and it happened. And the tongue pain still not had subsided. And then I had this weird bruise at the top of my upper palate. It was like 2 prongs, like, oh, the only thing I could think of, which tells you, and I don't even really watch TV like that, but to say I watch too many shows, is, you know how when people get like electrocuted when they're getting kidnapped and it's like a 2-prong thing? It was 2 small prongs that like kind of made a bruise at the top of my upper palate. The only thing that I can guess and say that probably caused that was whatever they used to like stretch my mouth open so that it would stay to the width that they needed to do the procedure. Well, that bruised up my mouth, and that I think is also what caused all of that tongue pain. At the 3 to 6 day mark, my throat was feeling really dry, so drinking water was what was helping me get through that dry throat sensation. And it wasn't like, oh, you drink a little water and it solves the problem. You had to keep drinking water. It was a temporary fix. Hey crew, quick update. My voice is back, which is a good sign. It is currently day 9, but last night, day 8, was pretty rough. I got really sick in the middle of the night. I don't know what happened, and I was throwing up. I was having a lot of pain, and with the throwing up, it started to make my throat bleed. So I'm dealing with the aftermath of that, which I would say is more sorry, throat pain. I've stopped taking the prescription medication and I'm doing over the counter now to manage my pain. I've noticed the pain is a lot when I'm eating, especially in my ears and at night. So that is my update for you guys. I don't think I fully came back and explained to you what happened on day 6 when I went to the doctor, which was a huge fail because I got there, waited, the doctor came in for probably a second, but basically she came in and she was like, you're here too early. We don't do a checkup until 2 weeks. I'm not sure why they scheduled you this early. So that was a waste of time. And on day 6, or day 7 I should say, I was in a lot of pain. Day 6 I was pretty good. So it's like ebb and flow, is that the term? As far as the pain, one second I'm thinking like, oh, I'm good, and then the next I'm like, maybe I'm trying to move too quickly. So that's my update for you guys. Still eating soft foods. I thought I would have enjoyed the cold, items more, but I actually enjoyed the warm drinks because, warm drinks because it kind of soothes my throat. So that's my preference. I'm still using the mouthwash that I showed you guys every day, and the humidifier is running non-stop. And what else? I think that's about it. I haven't really been icing as I was icing really heavy in the first, I guess, 6 days. I am still having swelling on the left hand side. Sorry, I had to move the position because my hand was starting to hurt. But yeah, I haven't iced in a few days. Probably more because of laziness than necessity, because I have had moments in the past few days where I felt like I could use the ice. I just didn't go and get it. So that is it for right now, for real this time. I will see you in the next clip someday in the future. Okay. So at this point, I kind of gave up on vlogging. As you can see, it was going in a sequential order, and I just felt like not much was changing, so I didn't feel like coming on every single day saying the same thing of my ears are hurting, my throat is hurting, so on and so forth. So now we're at day 7 to 14, and you guys heard the story of me getting sick on day 8. So I don't know what I ate, but that right there was not fun. I was so scared to throw up because I was afraid that it would have affected something in my throat. I didn't know if I had stitches. I didn't know what was really going on back there. as far as closing the wounds. So I was afraid that, you know, that forceful action of throwing up would have affected something. It did bleed a little bit, but it wasn't anything major to the point where I would have to go to the emergency room or call my doctor or anything like that. So I was very thankful for that. Now at this mark, I'm not taking the prescription medication anymore. I have solely moved over to over-the-counter medication in those Tylenol powder packs that I showed you at the beginning of the video in my little surgery haul portion clip. So it's helping. It's not taking the pain away 100% like the prescribed medication was, but you know, it's doing its job. Now at day 10, I don't know who I thought I was that I was going to eat something crunchy. I don't know who I thought I was, like, oh, I'm doing good, I'm ahead of the game, let me try some regular food. Bad idea. I was in so much pain. I was in so much pain trying to eat that, and even after eating, I was in so much pain that at that point I was like, yeah, for the rest of the 14 days, and if I'm still in pain at day 14, past that, I will be sticking to this soft diet. The doctor knows what she's talking about. I'm not going to doubt or question her again through this recovery process. That was a bad idea. 10 out of 10, do not recommend. And still at this point, during the 10 to 14 day mark, I'm still using the mouthwash every single day, and I'm still using the humidifier. Those things I did not let up on. I felt like they were helping. The mouthwash to me was, you know, cleaning out that area. God forbid there was any type of infection that was brewing or anything like that. I felt like that was another added form of protection to keep me and my surgery site healthy. So as you guys saw, I went to the doctor around day 6, which I wasn't supposed to, for a checkup, when the checkup was originally or supposed to be at day 14. Well, after that day 14, I actually was routed or bound to go on a trip, which is an upcoming vlog, so stay tuned for that. I went on a cruise for my best friend's birthday and I did vlog it. So I did not go to have my like post-op clearance appointment until probably around day 24. That's an approximate date. It's not the exact date because I can't really remember the exact date. And by day 24, I had went on the cruise. I had come back. I was eating regular food. I was drinking regular drinks and stuff like that, and I had no problems doing that. The only complaint that I had was a bit strange. So the reason why we got to the point of me even having a tonsillectomy was because I was dealing with very big tonsil stones. And when I would have a tonsil stone, I'd have this weird feeling in the back of my throat that signified to me that there is a tonsil stone that is lodged and stuck that needs to be expelled. I don't know how to describe it, but I knew that feeling equated to tonsil stone. So now we've had the tonsillectomy. Why am I feeling that feeling and I have no tonsils? So that was a little bit strange to me. I wasn't really concerned as far as, oh my gosh, something went wrong. I wasn't concerned about that, even though I did read some story about, you know, the tonsils not being taken all the way out. A little bit of tissue was left over, and some people, in rare cases, their tonsils grew back. I did not even think that that was a factor for me, but I was curious as to why I was feeling that feeling. It's not pain, but I would say discomfort. So when I went to my like post-op clearance appointment, I expressed that to my doctor, explained it to how I explained it to you guys, that same way, and she said, well, you know, nothing to worry about. We know for sure it's not a tonsil stone because you do not have tonsils. We both know that. So she looked, and I pointed like with like a little Q-tip, I guess, to the area in the back of my throat that I was feeling the sensation, and she determined that it was scar tissue. So I was happy that we were able to get to the root of the problem. She told me that with gargling and yawning, it should loosen up the scar tissue within about 6 months time, and that if I'm still having this problem after the 6 months mark, the next step would be to get a steroid injection. So as of today, which is a few months past the tonsillectomy surgery, I really haven't had any problem with that. I was diligently using that closest mouthwash until I finished it. I still use mouthwash every day. Yawning is inevitable, so I think the scar tissue is softening up on its own with day-to-day movement. So that is a good update. And yeah, so she basically cleared me, gave me a good bill of health saying that everything healed properly, that I did everything that I was supposed to. So I was happy to hear that, even though I kind of knew because I wasn't having any complication. It was nice to get that reassurance. So the camera battery died before I could come back or not even come back, before I could film the outro portion of this video and give you an overall, I guess, rating of my experience of having a tonsillectomy. So yeah, if I had to rate my overall experience from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life, 10 being, oh, this was a walk in the park, I would give it a 5. The reason why I would give it a 5 is because it was all over the place, honestly. At points where I thought I had it together, I didn't. And at points where I thought I was going to lose it, I almost did. It just, a 5. So, would I say that it was an easy recovery? Not at all. But would I say it was the worst thing that I've ever experienced in my life? I don't know. But I do feel like if you put in the work and follow the instructions of your doctor, then you should be able to get through it. And when I mean follow the instructions, drinking your water, I can't stress that one enough. I feel like that really helped me throughout my recovery process because I was constantly drinking water. And even though it does hurt, as you guys see, I vlogged pretty much from day 0, like hours after surgery. Talking was another thing that my doctor really encouraged me to do. She was saying that you have to exercise the area. You cannot be mute and silent. It's only going to hurt you in the end if you try not to talk for your whole 14-day recovery period. So I was talking. There were some points, I'm not going to lie, where it just was too painful for me to speak, but it wasn't like I wasn't speaking for days. I was still saying little words every single day, but another big thing that I think was a help was the ice packs. In the early part of my recovery, I would say pretty much that first week, that was my best friend, because that's what was giving me comfort. If it wasn't time for me to take my medication, I would put an ice pack on and it would, help ease the pain or discomfort that I was feeling. So if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this because you have an upcoming tonsillectomy, I wish you the best, safest, and the speediest recovery. And don't forget to subscribe. So as always, stay safe and see you soon.